It's Back to the Future Day. I remember somebody coming up to me and be like, hey, you know what today is? And I'm like, what? And they're like, oh, come on, you don't know? And I was like, no. And then he goes to the other guy. He's like, he doesn't know. And then he was like, I thought you were the biggest Back to the Future fan in the world. And I was like, no, I'm not the biggest. I'm not even the biggest one I know. But he was like, well, it's today. Today's the date. And I was like, no, it's not any of the dates. There's multiple dates in those movies. It is not one of them. He's like, no, in Back to the Future, this is the day they go to. And I'm like, all right, you're probably thinking Back to the Future 2, because in Back to the Future, they go to November 5th, 1955, and we are clearly not in the 50s. But people would make this, and I don't know why, but they would make these fake versions of the Back to the Future day. Okay, so here is the actual screenshot from the movie, October 21st, 2015. Here we've got Fry, which is all the more fitting, saying, if today was the day that Marty, Doc, and Jennifer went to the future, what does that make today's today? Back to the past day? Here is another one, 2013. No, and it was not in January. Stop it. Because the meme came out, people put out this how to decode the meme, but that doesn't work because people that are passing around those memes, they're not paying attention to this. But is today's date October 21st, 2015? No, then it's not. And if it is, yes, then it is. It says, then yes, today is the same date mentioned in the beloved comedy Back to the Future Part 2. I mean, I think it is beloved. I don't think it's that good. I like that first one. I think the third one's okay. I think the second one is not a full movie. It's just like, it's like a middle of a movie, but that first one is a perfect film. Him leaving and going on this adventure you don't see is so much better than anything we were able to see. Hoverboards and it's power laces and it's batter up and wacky cars, and it's not the same. Like, what I like about that first movie is they're going back in time, so we're seeing something that really existed, recreated before our eyes. This, we're seeing an imaginary thing. But anyway, so here was a meme that went around for a while back then. Can't do this one anymore. But scientists, you have 3 years. So this would have been 2012. They would have been like, you got 3 years. You got to give us our hoverboard and our power laces. Brace yourself. Back to the Future memes are coming. This one, they said, everyone's so concerned with 2015, they forgot what's coming in 2017. As The Running Man took place in 2017, Richard Dawson just killing it, eating all the scenery, just chomp, chomp, chomp. Just a friendly reminder, this is how we're supposed to dress in a few hours. This is a meme that only went out on the night of December 31st, 2014. This was it. This was the meme for that night, telling us that tomorrow we were supposed to wear that weird helmet. We were supposed to look like the girl there with the thing on the eye, which, by the way, if you remember the ride, Back to the Future, the ride, she's the one in the red suit. I'll put her up on the screen so you can see, but that was the same girl. And her stunt double hits hard and was severely injured. And the shot is actually in the movie. McFly's a bojo. Here's the follow-up meme. Don't forget, we dress like this now. I don't know if this is a gag or not. They got Leo DiCaprio. I don't know if they're joking and pretending that this is a clip from Back to the Future, which I think to a lot of people, they wouldn't know the difference. As of today, Back to the Future officially takes place in the past. So here we go. All of Back to the Future took place in the past once we reached 2015. And now that we're well past that, that's what we got. Siri celebrated Back to the Future Day. So on that day, you could say, Happy Back to the Future Day, and she'd say, be careful about who you date today, or you could start disappearing from photos. Yes, you don't want to date your mom. Here she says, Happy Back to the Future Day. I'm looking forward to watching Jaws 19. I'm not sure how it'll beat Jaws 8 Robo Jaws, though. I feel like if you have a set of sequels that goes up to 19, you're not reaching back halfway through the series to compare. I don't know. Maybe people are, because we probably have 18 or 19 Marvel movies that came out this year. Happy Back to the Future Day. Strap on those power laces and grab a hoverboard. I hear Doc Brown's looking for another 1.21 gigawatts or gigawatts, either way. Yeah, Doc pronounces it wrong, they say, from what I understand. Maybe the Cubs will win the World Series. Oh, never mind. Yeah, the Cubs win in the World Series. So this was another thing that went around. So because the Cubs did win the World Series, a lot of people said, hey, Back to the Future predicted that the Cubs would win the World Series. He was going to put some money on the Cubbies. They beat Miami, but they did not predict it to happen the way that it happened in real life. Of course not. And the Miami team was like a Miami Gator. They never said the name, but it was a Gator with a baseball bat. Here is the Snopes article about the Back to the Future meme popping up over and over. Fact check, today is not the day that he arrives into the future. That was 5 years ago. Yes, this meme resurfaced during COVID. So the people that missed it the first time around in 2012 and then missed it again when it really happened in 2015, then maybe caught it in 2020. And I love that. We are going into 2024, and so there are a couple movies. They're not as memorable as Back to the Future Part 2, but Beyond the Time Barrier came out, and that movie, which came out many, many years ago, took place in 2024. There's a part where they go to the future of 2024. And then here's another one. A Boy and His Dog. The year is 2024. I started to watch this once because somebody was like, it's a talking dog movie. And I was like, I love a talking dog movie, and don't watch. If you want talking dog movie, you don't watch this. Back to the Future 2, expectation versus reality. So the expectation is that Jaws would be playing, and instead it's Star Wars. I do want to live in the world where we're still making Jaws movies. Everyone talks about the hoverboard. This is what I want from the future. Yes, I do want a Black & Decker Pizza Hut hydrator. You put your little Pizza Hut pizza on it. And here's the thing. If those things existed, those little cookie-sized pizzas, you know that would be a TikTok challenge, eat an entire pizza in one bite. Kids would be exploding. Kids would be just dying of, like, they'd swallow that thing and it would hydrate and expand and fill their stomach, and it would just explode. Their stomach would burst like in Aliens. Here is 2015, according to Back to the Future's predictions. We got Cubs winning the World Series, Jaws 19, the fax machine, you're fired. I brought a fax back from 2015. Video chat, though, that was right. The cars that use alternative fuel, yeah, we definitely can. I don't know if we have anything exactly like a Mr. Fusion, but there's people putting like oil, like grease from Chick-fil-A into their car, I believe. And the vision glasses, you put those glasses on. That's all stuff we have. Flying cars we didn't get, and we can't, because there's no spot to put the flying. There's no roads up there. We don't need, and we got enough space down here to drive around still. That's thankfully not our problem yet. Dehydrated food we never got to. CGI Ronald Reagan at a restaurant. That's what I want. I don't want the hostage special. I want to talk to Ronald Reagan when I go to a restaurant. Thumbprint as keys, and it has that as one. I think that was outlandish, but is sort of right, because you could sort of do that now. According to the DVD audio commentary, Bob Gale says that people went to the mall the night that the movie took place. So I'm not talking about in 2015. I'm talking about in 1985, because when that movie came out, it took place a few months later in the future. The movie takes place in late October, just before Halloween 1985, but it was a summer film. So he claims people went to the mall, like, see, Marty going to be here? Are they going to film it at this point? But obviously nothing happened. I don't know if this is true, but Bob Gale says it. I'm sure he's not going to retract it. There's not going to be a deathbed confession where he's like, all right, I made that up. I was just, talking on a DVD commentary track. I never thought it'd be on Wikipedia. By the way, if you enjoy these videos, be a Fonzie and click thumbs up and go, hey, as you do it, because it helps the algorithm, and I do appreciate it. So go ahead. Be a Fonzie. They predicted Squid Games. If Back to the Future was made today, Marty would be traveling to 1993. Skeletor will be back with more disturbing facts. I don't find this fact disturbing at all. Like, every time I hear people say this, they're like, do you believe that? And I'm like, yeah, because I remember when I saw Back to the Future, I knew it as something where I was seeing my dad's generation as children. I knew that. I talked to my dad like in the car about, did they really do that when you were a kid and all? So I knew that that's what it was about. So it makes total sense. I'm not at all surprised about any of that. They should have remade Back to the Future 2, where there are no flying cars and people stare at their phones and get offended by everything. Boy, that is true. Right now, a box is going to pop up here and one over here. You can choose either one because I'm in both. It'll transport you into the future. I'll see you back here tomorrow at 2 o'clock. Brand new video. Come back, 2 o'clock. See you in the future.